Okay. Says I'm back on again. I'm back up. I'm doing a new stream, baby. So that means you have to go out of the original one and start over.
Okay.
All right, let's see if it works this time. Tammy's in here first, so maybe Tammy can tell me if she hears anything. I am talking, but let's see if anybody comes in. I see 4 people are in. And the microphone seems to be working. I see it working on the screen. Okay, maybe there was just something wrong with the microphone.
No, I think it's just weird energy going on.
Well, the microphone on the screen is now showing green dots where it's actually working. It wasn't doing that before. That's why I'm saying.
Don't break the internet.
I'm not trying to break the internet. Sometimes just the internet sucks. Okay, so like I said before, if you're in the room, please type something in the comment section to let me know that you're in here. And if you can, subscribe to my video channel and hit the notification bell so that you will get notifications about the videos. Alice says she can hear me. Krista says she can hear me. Tammy says she can hear me. I have a little microphone down here on the screen, and the meter is going back and forth, so I know it's working for now. As I was saying, I do videos on Patreon, and for $1 a month, you can see videos on there. And I try to teach people about the spirit realm and the ins and out of it. I do come across other people who are what we call the hacks and quacks of the system. I just came across one a couple of days ago. He was on Facebook talking about light and love and spirit and all this stuff, but then said he was going to channel a message from Ezekiel the prophet. I said to him, a prophet by whose standards? And he said, by God in the Bible. And I said, yeah, no. Because where spirit are, there is no Bible. They don't teach the Bible. So I knew this guy was lying to the public. And then I asked my spirit guides, and they said, no, he's not channeling anybody. He's just doing this for his own. And he calls himself a doctor. When I looked him up, he has no credentials whatsoever of being a doctor. He just calls himself a doctor. Like I was watching a woman that I know who does readings, and she had a person in her video that she was doing a side-by-side thing. And she was doing cards and stuff, and she called herself a high priestess. And I asked, and so did the other woman, why do you call yourself a high priestess? And she said, well, my mom and my grandmother both had the gift, and that's what they called themselves. So I'm calling me that. And I'm thinking, you're not them. How can you call yourself that? It's a made-up thing. They call themselves these things because they want to individualize themselves as being someone more special than someone else. And we're just not here to do that. I call myself Spirit Medium Daniel because I'm a spirit medium. I talk with spirit. I see spirit. I cross spirit over. I get answers about spirit. And I get answers for other people about spirit. So that's what I call myself, Spirit Medium Daniel. I didn't come up with some cool name to individualize myself different from other people. I have to watch out for those kinds of people. Says I have 7 people in the room, but I can only see 4 names. So if you have a name, please type your name and your question into the box. Anyone can ask a question. All you have to do is ask, and I'll answer it for you. Somebody's texting me, another friend of mine who I do readings for. She's asking, hey, I thought you were supposed to go live. I am live. I'm live now. Had to reboot. I'll tell her to try again. All right. So anybody got a question? So if you're in the room, please let me know that you are in the room. And like I said, hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel and ask a question. This is an interactive room. So I'm here to do readings tonight, to read people and answer questions. And can't do that unless someone asks a question. Anyone here can ask a question. Doesn't make a difference if you have asked a question before. You can ask another question now. That's what I'm here to do. There's Denise. I'm trying to read your your name on here. It's me, Denise. That's like a tongue twister, Denise. I don't. If you have a clue, she's waving at me. I'm going to wave her. Hey, I would show you my foot. I just had a foot surgery, but I'm not wearing any pants. No, I'm only kidding. I have a bandage and a little shoe boot on my foot. I had my 2 toes. I had my big toe removed from diabetes about about 10 years ago. But since then, the next 2 toes have curled up, causing a hammer toe. And they rub on the inside of my shoe, causing a wound. And it's been 2 years trying to get this wound healed up. So I had to go in the other day, and they took a bone out of each one of the toes to straighten them out, and then put a little prosthetic piece of plastic in there to keep them straight. So I'm just, now I got to wait for that to heal up. Took a shower for the first time today and had to wear this boot thing to keep my leg dry. And that's a pain in the butt. But that's the scars of life, people. We all go through them. Everyone has these issues. We all go through something in our lives. That's why I tell people not to judge other people, because we are all going through something in our lives. Krista, yeah, ask another question, Krista. I'll answer it. I'll answer it as soon as I answer this one for. I'm going to answer this one for Judy. The reason why, Judy? The reason why, because when you dream, when you're dreaming, this is your body and this is your soul. Your soul comes up out of your body. It's the closest you will ever be to heaven in your life while you're still in your body. Although you're still tethered to your body, thumb trick, You're tethered to your body. Your soul is still above your body. You connect with other souls when you're out of your body like that. That's why if you ever notice when you're in your dream, there's no judgment. Do you know why? Because there is no judgment. God doesn't judge you. We judge ourselves 1,000 times a day. Why does God need to do it once more? Because he just doesn't. When you come that way out of your body, not completely disconnected, but you're tethered to your body, you are connected to other people. You are connected to other souls who are also outside of their bodies when they're dreaming. They have the same dreams. My wife and I have the same dreams a lot. She will have a dream and I'll tell her about my dream. And it's the same type of dream because we got connected. You get connected to other people because we all gravitate towards our people, if you know what I mean. Meaning you go out and you try to make friends and you have these group of friends that some of them you get along with okay, and some of them you really get along with. You're that connected to them. And what I mean by that connected to them, they are your soulmates. Soulmates, big misconception. Soulmate is not somebody that you are always in love with or having a loving married or girlfriend or sexual relationship with. That has nothing to do with soulmates. A soulmate is someone who their soul, when you were in heaven, because we've all been to heaven, we're just back here fulfilling our purpose. You were in heaven with this soul and you guys worked very well together and you hung out together and you just enjoyed each other's company so much. You liked being together all the time. That's what a soulmate is. You work together. It's like you can finish each other's sentences. You know what each other is thinking. That's what a soulmate, and it has absolutely nothing to do with a boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, married situation. None of that. Sexual relationship. None of that. It has to do with the closeness of how close you are to them and they are to you, and how well the two of you work together. That is your soulmate. And people get that wrong a lot. They think, when am I going to find my soulmate? You could have a soulmate being your dog or your cat or your best friend, or that's the way that works. And people get that misconstrued all the time. It doesn't mean what they think it does. It's the people who want to, there are mediums out there who want you to believe in certain things, or TV or movies want you to believe in all that stuff because it makes for good ratings, or because it makes money. And that's what a lot of these people are out there doing. They're more connected to your pocket than they actually are to spirit. Especially a lot of these, I see these fake psychics. I'll tell you about one a little bit later that contacted me. Another one again, but they play on you. They know how to read people. They're not reading spirit. They know how to read people, and they know how to manipulate people into doing things for them, not for you, but for them. They say, oh, you have all these bad energies around you and I can fix that for you, but you have to give me a gift. And if you give me a bigger gift, I'll get rid of more, and a bigger gift, and I'll get rid of more for you. They're full of shit. But these are the ones who are trying to tell you, oh, well, you'll meet your soulmate here soon. And then all of a sudden you end up not meeting them 6 months later, like they told you were. And they got $300 out of you. That's what you got to watch for. So your soulmate, these people that you connect with, Judy, that you are in line with them and they are in line with you, that's when you're going to have the same types of dreams with them. So write them down. That's my advice. When you get those types of dreams, don't just play it off. When you wake up the next day, you're probably going to, if you're remembering that she's in the dream with you or another person's in the dream with you or what have you, write it down. And the more times it happens, the more consecutive times it happens, write it down. It's a message that spirit wants you to know. They're trying to contact you. They're trying to let you know about what's going on in there, that it somehow pertains to what's going on in your regular life, because they're trying to ease you through your life the best you can. But the only way that they're going to help you do that is if you pay attention to them and if you follow through. I hope that makes sense. I know I ramble on about some things, but I'm trying to give you the whole point and not just, well, you had a dream with somebody else in it. That doesn't tell you anything. I'd like to give you the whole reason of why these things happen. So I hope that helps with you. Krista, Krista says, my daughter has imaginary friends. They're not imaginary. You told my mom they are spirits because they are spirits. No one has imaginary friends. If your daughter is seeing someone, she is seeing someone. The reason they can see them is because when you're young and pure of heart, you can see them. They see everything that I see. So do dogs and cats and other animals. They see them too. It stays with dogs and cats. A lot of times with children, they grow out of it because they are taught the ways of the world. And when they are taught the ways of the world, it disappears because they learn anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, anguish, all that crap. So don't tell your daughter she's not seeing those things. She is absolutely seeing those things. They're telling me she's seeing them. So you have to, talk to her about it. Let her know that it's okay. Because I'll tell you what, the best way to get information from spirit is listen to your kids, because your kids can talk to them and see them. You can ask the spirit through the child to get an answer for something, and I bet you the child will answer it because the child hears and sees it and will be able to give you the answer. Okay. Hold on, I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
She wants to know, is it actually Michael Jackson? Is she seeing Michael Jackson? Yes. She is actually seeing Michael Jackson. I do want you to know, though, hope people will pay attention to this. Michael Jackson is a spirit who has not crossed over into the light. She is seeing a spirit that is in the earthbound spirit realm. Michael Jackson was, I know people would like to think him as a good person, and he was early on. He became very negative. Michael Jackson was all about Michael Jackson and no one else. And Michael Jackson is trying to convey messages to her about his death, and that's not important. And the only reason why Michael Jackson is trying to do that is because of not crossing over into the light, remaining in a earthbound spirit. He's in a negative energy place. And those types of spirit in those negative energy places, negative energy spirits, are still concerned with earthly feelings of pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, anguish, all that stuff. They still hold on to these feelings and think there is some worth to his dying. Was he possibly killed by this doctor who gave him the medicine? Yeah, but does it mean anything? No, it doesn't mean anything, because when it's your time to go, it just is. When it's your time to leave this planet, it just is. No matter the way that it happens, all that is a facilitation in order for it to happen. And it happened because that's the way it was supposed to happen, in order for the body to pass away and the soul to be released. But that soul of Michael Jackson, when you get released from your body, everyone, you still retain this body figure. See, each time you come back into this world, the soul that is inside of you now looks like you the last time that you were here. But when it leaves, it retains the body that it's in now. And that's what it did for Michael Jackson. But Michael Jackson is in the earthbound spirit in a negative realm. And those spirit concentrate on things that don't mean anything of importance, like how they died and please go after my killer. What can you do going after his killer do for him, being he's already gone? Absolutely nothing. Those people, again, they are negative energies. They concentrate on negative energies. They concentrate on negative feelings. That's not going to do him any good. If somebody goes to jail, what's it going to do the good for Michael Jackson while he's dead in a spirit realm? Absolutely nothing. Think about that. Let that sit in. For anybody, oh, well, they killed my brother or they killed my sister. I need to get them in jail. Well, your sister or brother is already gone in the spirit realm. Do you think they care if someone's in jail? No, they don't. They have moved on and moved past earthly feelings, earthly bullshit. They leave this and go there, except for the negative ones. Do you want to do something always continuously doing positive things for a negative person who doesn't appreciate things? No. You don't need to figure out who killed Michael Jackson. The only one who's worried about that is dead Michael Jackson, who's in a negative realm with a lot of other negative people. Not everybody there is negative. A lot of them just don't cross over because they think they're going to hell, or they know they may have to come back again and they don't want to. Or they just think, oh, I like it here and I don't want to go there. So it's okay. But is she seeing them? Yes, but tell her not to pay attention to them. She doesn't have to. I'm reading the comments here. Oh, for the love. He's frequently in the bathtub with her. Again, what did we know about Michael Jackson before he left here? That he was a child abuser, that he was doing all those types of things. And that's what negative people do. So what do you think he's doing now? But can he touch her? No. She can see him, but he can't physically touch her. He can't physically harm her. Spirit cannot physically harm you. They can't possess you. You don't turn green and spin your head around and start spitting out pea soup. That type of stuff is in movies and it just doesn't happen. If he sees her and she sees him, all she has to do, and what you can tell her to do is tell her, because there's a little bit of rules there. She has to tell him, leave me alone, go away, don't bother me, and tell her, think about positive things. Think about puppy dogs and kitty cats and stuff like that, because in order to get negative spirit away from us, we have to think positively. And when you do that, they don't want to be around positive energy. They like negative energy. He likes the fact that it scares her, and that's what allows him to stay there. She has to let him know that he doesn't scare her, okay? She cannot help him to cross over. Michael Jackson can cross over anytime he wants to. That's what I do. I cross spirit over. And if Michael Jackson wants to cross over, he can cross over anytime he wants to. All he has to do is walk into the light. They see the light all the time. I know. How do I know? Because I am the light. And they see my light. That's why spirit comes to me. They see the light. All they have to do is walk through the light and they can go home. But in order to do that, they have to let go of the pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, all that stuff. That's the only way. Sorry, cat. And that's the only way that they can cross over. They can cross over anytime they want to. They just have to want to do it. That's all. Deborah says Michael Jackson has never come into my house. Well, because your house, Deborah, is always filled with love and filled with positive energy. That's why. These types of negative energies, they seek out negative places. They seek out children because children don't know any better, because children are scared. Why are they scared? Because we as adults in the world teach them to be scared of spirit. They're just people. And don't do that smudging stuff either. It doesn't work. It's bullshit. If smudging was real, if burning incense was real, then how come every forest fire that's in America doesn't make all spirit go away? Because it doesn't. Yes, you do, Judy. You still have to fulfill your purpose. You haven't fulfilled it yet. You got to get rid of all that negativity you got going on. You have to stop worrying about things so much. You have to stop being afraid of everything. You have to clear your mind and clear yourself in order to move forward to fulfill your purpose. You got time. Don't worry about it. But what you do have to worry about is getting rid of all the negative energy that's in your life right now. And you know what I'm talking about.
Denise had a question.
Really? I can't see it.
Explain the body, soul again in the next body. You mentioned it with Michael Jackson.
Oh. Meaning, what that means is when you are here on earth, you are connected. My soul is inside of my body, okay? Just like your soul is inside of your body. But the soul that's inside of my body does not look like me right now. It looks like me the previous lifetime, meaning the previous person that I looked like previously, okay? Each time that your soul comes back, it comes back into the same family circle. It's still you, but sometimes it comes into another body. Say you come in and you may be the mother of the family, or you may be the father, or it's still connected to you. It's you. It is what makes up you. It's what makes up your personality. It makes up who you are as a person. That's what your soul is. But it comes into the body each time it comes into earth and has to be born again in order to fulfill that purpose. And each time it comes through and then leaves and then comes back, when it comes back into the next body, the soul that's inside of you, and what I mean by that is because I do for people what is called a soul alignment. And what that is sometimes our soul gets crooked or out of whack or has deviations in it from us stressing ourselves out. So I can see spirit 24/7, but I can also see the soul within you. And the reason I say that is because I was sitting with some friends who are both mediums, and one of them was sitting with her back turned to me, and I just happened to turn and look over, and when I did, I saw a face of a woman in there. And I asked the question. I just started talking to it. I said, "Are you Miriam's soul?" Her name is Miriam. And she looked at me and said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh, but you don't look like Miriam." She said, "No, I look like Miriam the last time Miriam was here." And I said, "So each time you come back into the next body, when you leave here, you will retain Miriam's look." And she said, "Yes. We will come together and I will leave and I will be Miriam, and then Miriam would go to heaven. And if Miriam has to come back, but she doesn't, she would come into another body, and then the soul that would be inside of that body would look like Miriam." I hope that makes sense for you. Each time your soul comes back, it comes back into a new body, but retains the shape and the look of the previous body. That's why I say, when you leave here and you cross over into the light, you will still be you. You will still feel like you, but you will regain all of the other memories of all the other times you have been here in all the other bodies. Pretty cool. So you'll actually be more than you are the person you are now. But you will be you. Because if you weren't, I mean, wouldn't make sense if you were to ask me to talk to your mom, because you're asking me if your mom can answer some questions, being you know it's your mom. And if she answers me, she knows she is your mom. And people go, oh, yeah, I never thought of it like that. She's your mom there now, and she will remain there as that particular person if she had fulfilled her purpose. If she didn't fulfill her purpose and has to come back, she'll come back into another body. You'll see her in prison, in heaven for a little bit, but she'll let you know, I have to go back, but I'll see you again. And she may come back again in another form, looking like the next body, but you will still recognize her because all souls are connected. All right.
Debbie wants to know if she's an empath.
Yes, you are. And that's, I think that's part of why I said to talk to you, Tammy, about you doing Reiki, because you'll be able to mix the two while you're doing the movement of energy, because you'll be able to feel their feelings and know what's going on with them, and you'll be able to talk to them about it. And then that's going to help you doing the Reiki, moving their energy throughout out of their body where they need it. That's what's going to draw them in to you being a Reiki master, because they're going to be able to connect with you because you're going to be able to pick up on their feelings. Krista would like to know, have I fulfilled my purpose? No. When I lean back and say, no, it's because I'm asking and they answer me that quickly. When they answer me, I get questions. I ask yes for yes and no answers. They touch me for yes and no answers. I always get it feels like somebody's running a finger across my face. These are always yes answers across my forehead. When it goes down my face like this, it feels like a tear running down my face. That's a no. And it happens that fast. So as soon as I ask the question, has she fulfilled her purpose? I felt no, that fast. I don't have to wait for it. So how many times I just let's see, has she been here with her husband before? Yes, you have been here with your husband before. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 27. And Krista, you have been here 27 times. You're on number 27. So you've been here 26 other times. You didn't fulfill your purpose the other 26 times. When it comes to people doing past life regression, it's not important. If your that life was so important, you wouldn't be here now, because it would have meant that you fulfilled your purpose. What's important is for what you're doing now. What's important is fulfilling your purpose. It's okay if you want to know about things you used to do, but the things you used to do are not important, because it's what your life is now that is important. Don't bother looking back who you were with like 23andMe and Ancestry.com, because again, if you have been here, that many times, 26 other times, the person you're looking up from 100 years ago that happens to look like you is you. So you may have been here and lived, and you came from Scotland or Ireland or Russia or Germany or China. It doesn't make a difference. We're all souls. We all come back here. You come from lots of places, but you come from one place in specific, and that's called heaven. We all come from heaven. We just happen to be here learning lessons on this planet. That's what we're here to do. Learn lessons and fulfill a purpose. Yes, you have been with your husband before. 15. No, 14. You have been in the same relationship with your husband 14 other times. And 6 of those times you were the husband and he was the wife. Figure that one out. Oh, look, like me from the previous lifetime. So it looks like me from the previous lifetime. Yes. Still connected to the same family unit? Yes. The soul will retain the self, if you will. Yes. So when you go to heaven this time, you'll be Denise. You'll also have the memories of all the other times you've been here, but you will be Denise. And Denise said, yes, it does make sense. Just needed some clarity. And she says, understood. Exactly, Krista. Exactly. When you have dreams and you know it's him, doesn't look like him, but you know it's him. Exactly. You got it right on the nose. You are welcome, Tammy. I'm seeing.
Alice mentioned earlier that she saw 2 realities at once.
Well, Alice and I have talked before about this, about the gift that she has. She just has to accept it. Like I said before, Alice, when you and I talked, you will get information. You'll get it sporadically here and there. You won't get a whole bunch of it all the time because you have to accept who you are, what you are, and you have to devote yourself to doing that. In other words, right now you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And and they're telling me you still haven't decided whether or not this is what you want to do. But it's not for everybody. So you do have a gift and you are getting information. You would get more information if you were fully in this and you were completely immersed in this. But that's not always easy. I tell people all the time, they say, oh, I wish I had your gift, but not necessarily. It's a lot to deal with. I get these things that are called downloads, that people call them. It's what they are working on me. They're working on my soul. And I see them at nighttime standing next to me and these little things coming down and they're touching me all over the place. They're working on my soul, getting my soul, me more in touch with my soul in order to help people so I can be in communication more with spirit and them more with me. And then me being able to bat the answers right off when people know them, when they ask them. They give them to me right away. And it took me a long time to get used to being able to trust those answers that are coming and say them right out and go with it because they're giving me the information. And that took a long time. And that made me very ill. And my wife will tell you that. There were times when I was sick for 2 and 3 days in a row after they would work on me, literally in the bathroom, coming out of both ends, just no energy, because they tell me and they tell my wife the body is very fragile, and it does that to the body, it will make you sick. So you have to be able to endure certain things. Plus, you got to meditate all the time. You got to learn what they're saying to you and how they're saying it to you, and you have to uh, figure it out, and you have to trust. It's a big trust issue. You have to trust what they're telling you is the absolute truth, and you have to be able to be okay with telling other people. Because I tell people all the time when I give them a reading, you don't always when you come for a reading, you don't always get the answers you want to hear. You will get the answers absolutely what you need to hear, and what you need to hear is not always going to be rainbows and unicorns. It's going to be the truth, and the truth may be that you're living a fucked up lifestyle, but all you want is, spirit to fix every whim of your problem, when they're not here to do that. They're here to help you through your life, but you have to fix your life first to get yourself out of that negative part of your life and get yourself into a positive part. And then when you do that, good things will happen to you. But people think, oh, I can live 1 foot in and 1 foot out and live this whole bullshit lifestyle and go out and party and do all this stupid shit, and spirit will still help me do good things. No, they won't. You have to do good things for yourself as well. God isn't going to send the angels or send the archangels or send the spirit guides here to fix everything that you fuck up. They're not here to do that. They are going to help the people who want and need help. But those people are proactive with their lives. So you can continue to get information like this, and it'll be sporadic. You would get more, like I said, if you immersed yourself into this. But like I said, it's not always easy. I have to work very hard at being able to bring answers for people, to bring the clarity to people. People just think, they're going to get these spirits going to give them these superpowers, and they're going to become these superhuman beings, and they're going to save the fucking world. Well, no, it's the people who are going to save the world. It's not going to be one person. It's going to be a collective. And people have to realize that. It's not all about just you. And when you have that type of thinking that it's just about you, it's not going to help. That's selfishness. That's selfness. That's being self-centered. How many self-centered people do you know have ever helped you? They don't, because all they care about is themselves. So if you want more to come to you, if you wish you had this gift, there's a lot of responsibility that comes along with it. Like I told someone recently, same thing from the Spider-Man movie. With great power comes great responsibility. You have to use it for the right reasons, the right ways. So if you want to do it, if you are getting these types of messages, it's a good thing. But don't abuse it, because then you're just lying to yourself, and you're not going to get the messages the way you thought you were. These messages that I bring for people, I'm trying to help them, to give them clarity, to open up I'm not here to change their minds. I'm here to open their minds and help them understand the world is not what it seems to be. And we can change it if we work together. Oh.
Krista said, my daughter has talked about taking care of me before, and she did my parent in a previous life.
Yes, she has.
They can't hear what I say, babe.
Oh. Where is that question?
Where's that commercial?
Yeah, that commercial.
Right here.
Okay, my daughter.
Daughter.
Daughter. If you're going to put daughter, spell out daughter. I can't spell partial words.
Yeah.
My
That's
daughter
a
has
zero.
talked about taking care of me before. Has she been my parent in a previous life? Yes. Again, if you're not living the previous life, don't worry about it. What's important is your life now, not your previous lives. It's cool to know that, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I was once a British soldier back in the times of the Revolutionary War. But do I delve into it to find out all the information? No. It's neat to know, but it's not who I am now. It's who I am now and what I do now that is important. If that life was so important, I wouldn't be here now, because that life would have fulfilled the purpose it was supposed to. And obviously it didn't. So then I had to come back again and again and again. For some people, that's not my purpose. My purpose is different. I come back because I'm the light into heaven. Spirit crossed through my light. That's why they are attracted to my light. I cross thousands of them at a time. Sometimes I'm in a room. I was talking with my sister one day, and it was a low-lit room, and we were just talking about whatever, and a big flash went off next to my head, and she was like, I saw that, and I was like, oh, the light? She said, yeah. I said, what was that? I said, I said, yeah, they were crossing over. They're jumping in. And that happens all the time, because they cross through my light and go into heaven. If they want to come back and visit from heaven, they also come through my light. Every time that I come back into this world, I'm the light into heaven. I've been the light into heaven since the beginning. I keep coming back to be the light. Except this time is the last. Think about that.
She had a question just underneath that.
Yeah, I'm reading it now.
Okay.
Krista says, are my spirit guides able to tell me tell me they are communicating? I struggle with decision making. Okay, that's your first thing you have to stop doing, is struggling with your decision making. When you wake up in the morning and you make a decision, follow through with it. If you talk yourself out of it, you're going on the alternate path. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you talk yourself out of decisions that you make, that's your ego talking, and that's something you learn how to do. That's something the world taught you to do. Stop doing that. Because if you are doing the opposite of what they told you to do, why would they continue to tell you to do things that you need to do? Write that down. If I tell you to go to the store and you say, no, I'm going this place. And if I tell you need to go to the gas station and get some gas, and you go, no, I'm going this place, do you think I'm going to tell you a third time? Why would I? Because if you don't listen to me, why would I keep talking to you, trying to help you in your life? Because the decisions that you're making in your life are things that are going to help you in your life. They don't always turn out the way you want them to, but they are trying to help you in your life. But if you're not listening to them, why would they continue to try to help you? Makes a lot of sense. I know it sounds like I'm being a dick, but I'm not, but I'm telling the truth. If you don't listen to them and they're trying to tell you messages, why would they continue to tell you messages? They're going to tell you messages, but not as many, because they know you don't listen to them. They're here. Spirit is here all the time, 24/7, milliseconds, thousands of milliseconds that takes to make decisions and talk yourself out of it. Make this and talk yourself out. They're here all the time, watching everything you do. They see and watch and hear everything they do. They are a part of your life. And if you're not following through with what they're telling them, that's not their problem. That's yours. Fix it. Turn yourself around and start listening and paying attention and follow through with what they tell you to do. Let me read the rest of your question. It says, are they communicating? I struggle with decision making in work, with my patients' plans, and with my girls in parenting. And I'd love to a little more concrete. Again, you're not going to get the type of information you're looking for just because you want it. You will get things the way you need it, not the way you just want it. Things that you want to happen would happen more to you if you listened to what they said and you follow through with what they said. But you can't also have them tell you a message and then you try to tweak it a little bit to make it work better for you. That doesn't work either. You have to do what they tell you to do. When you get those good feelings about something and you get goosebumps about something happening here and this feels good and this is the right thing to do, then follow through with it. The minute you talk yourself out of it, you let the world brainwash you into thinking you're not good enough. And you are good enough. Absolutely everyone here is good enough for everything in the world. But you have to listen and you have to follow through. And if you're not doing that, they're not going to try harder. You're the one that has to try harder. You have to try harder to stop talking yourself out of this bullshit. You have to stop acting like, oh, I can do whatever I want and I'll just listen to whatever I want. No, it doesn't work that way, people. It just doesn't. You have to listen to what they say, do what they ask you to do, and follow through with it. Otherwise, you're going back to being a selfish person and doing just what you want to do. And that doesn't work. Not in this world. Look at everybody else. Look at the whole world. They all act like that way. And look how things are turning out right now. Oh, I miss going to concerts and I miss doing this and miss being able to go to that. When are things going to go back to normal? They're not. I just wish it would. Well, if we didn't act like idiots throughout the whole entire world for the last 100 years, things would be better. But we don't, because it's all about me. It's all about how many phones can I have? I have to have the newest and latest phone. And then after I've had this one for a year, another one. And after this one, another one. And after this, another one. No, you don't. This one works just fine. You don't have to show that you're cooler than somebody else or be cooler than someone else. We don't have to do that. But when people do that, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing good's going to come out of it. When all you do is think about your life, about it's just your life. It's not. We're here to help each other for the sake of helping them because we can and we should. And some people do, but not everybody does. And when not everybody does, it fucks up the balance of things. And the only way that you can start doing that is by start doing it for yourself, listening to spirit, listening to them help you, and you following through with it. The only way you will have patience with your patients is having patience with yourself. You can't run around a million miles an hour thinking you're going to get everything done in one day, because you're just not. There's always tomorrow. That is, if you're going to be here tomorrow. Who knows?